Good afternoon, passengers. This is the pre-boarding announcement for Delta Airlines Flight CA-002 bound to Ontario International Airport. We are now inviting those passengers with small children, and any passengers requiring special assistance, to begin boarding at this time. Please have your boarding pass and identification ready. Regular boarding will begin in approximately 10 minutes' time. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you haven't already done so, please stow your carry-on luggage underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead bin. Please take your seat and fasten your seatbelt. And also make sure your seat back unfolding trays are in their full upright position. If you are seated next to an emergency exit, please read carefully the special instructions card located by your seat. If you do not wish to perform the functions described in the event of an emergency, please ask a flight attendant to reseat you. At this time, we request that all mobile phones, pagers, radios, and remote control toys be turned off for the full duration of the flight. As these items might interfere with the navigational and communication equipment on this aircraft, we request that all other electronic devices be turned off until we fly above 10,000 feet. We will notify you when it is safe to use such devices. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is prohibited on the entire aircraft, including the lavatories. Tampering with, disabling or destroying the lavatory smoke detector is prohibited by law. If you have any questions about our flight today, please don't hesitate to ask one of our flight attendants. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. I am your Commander-in-Chief Federico Ada, with my first officer Bonsai Ada, and your chief flight attendant is Nicole Martinez, and the entire crew. We welcome you on board this Delta Airlines Boeing 747 Flight CA-002 in service to Ontario International Airport. Our flight time will be approximately 40 minutes. We will be flying at an altitude of 10,000 feet at a ground speed of 350 miles per hour. In just a few minutes, we will now begin our pushback and expect to be the first in line for takeoff. In the meantime, please seat back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to direct your attention to the television monitors. We will be showing our safety demonstration and would like the next few minutes of your complete attention. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hola. Konnichiwa.
Welcome aboard, and thanks for flying with Delta.
Muchas gracias por volar con Delta.
Our first priority on every flight
is safety.
So before we depart, we'll be giving a brief safety presentation.
Okay. Be sure all carry-on items are securely stowed in an overhead bin. And place smaller items under the seat in front of you. and ensure all aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas are clear.
If you're seated at an emergency exit, please review the responsibilities for emergency exit seating on the back of the safety information card, which is in your seat pocket.
Are you willing and able to assist with the operation of the exit if necessary?
Yes.
If you're unable to perform these functions, please let us know and we'll be happy to find you another seat.
As we leave the gate, make sure your seatbelt is fastened. To fasten, insert the metal tip into the buckle and adjust the strap so it's locked and tied across your lap. To release the belt, just lift the top of the buckle. Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened. Anytime the seatbelt sign is on, and even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience unexpected rough air.
For everyone's safety, federal regulations require all passengers to comply with the posted placards and lighted information signs located throughout the cabin. In addition to any crew member's instructions, smoking, including the use of e-cigarettes, is not allowed on any Delta flight. And federal law also prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying a resting smoke detector.
There are 12 exits on this plane. 12 doors, 5 on each side of the main deck, and 1 door on each side of the upper deck. 8 doors on the main deck have detachable slides that can be used as rafts. The doors on the upper deck and those over the wings have slides that may be used in a land evacuation only.
All exits are clearly marked with an exit sign. However, if there's a loss of power and cabin visibility is reduced, lights will illuminate the aisle to guide you to an exit.
Please take a moment to find the exits closest to you. And remember, they might be behind you.
It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, the panels above your seat will open, revealing oxygen masks. If this happens, reach up and pull a mask towards you until the tube is fully extended. Place the mask over your nose and mouth. Slip the elastic strap over your head and breathe normally, and note that oxygen is flowing. So don't worry if the bag does not inflate. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case, life vests are located under your seats in the main cabin. If you're seated in the first class or business class cabin, life vests are located either in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat. To use, remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. Slip the vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist and attach it to the buckle in front. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tabs at the bottom of the vest, or manually inflate it by blowing into the tubes at shoulder level.
You can activate a light by pulling down on the tab in front, but if your vest doesn't have a tab, the light will activate automatically in the water.
This plane features Wi-Fi, and internet can be accessed by using our GoGo internet service.
Now, before we take off, be sure your seat is upright, your aisle armrests are lowered, your tray table is put away, and all carry-on items are properly stowed.
And finally, now would be a good time for everyone to review the safety information card, which is in your seat pocket.
On behalf of everyone at Delta Airlines, we'd like to thank you for paying attention. Now, as we prepare for takeoff, please relax and enjoy the flight.
多謝乘搭達美航空公司。
Muito obrigado por voar com a Delta.
Thank you for flying with Delta.
Ladies and gentlemen, in preparation for takeoff, please make sure one must time your seatbelt is securely fastened. We will be dimming the cabin lights for takeoff. Thank you.
Cabin crew, please be seated for takeoff. Thank you. passengers from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. First, I'd like to welcome everyone on Delta Airlines Flight CA 002 in service to Ontario International Airport. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 10,000 feet at a speed of 280 knots. The time is 12:15 p.m. The weather looks good, and with the tailwind on our side, we are expecting to land in Ontario approximately on time. The weather in Ontario is clear and sunny, with a high of 25 degrees for this afternoon. If the weather cooperates, we should get a great view of the city as we descend. The cabin crew will be coming around to offer you a light snack and beverage. He'll talk to you again before we reach our destination. Until then, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign, and you may now move around the cabin. However, we always recommend keeping your seatbelt fastened while you're seated. You may now turn on your electronic devices such as smartphones and laptop computers. In a few moments, the flight attendants will be passing around the cabin to offer you hot or cold drinks, as well as lunch. Alcoholic drinks are also available at a nominal charge with our compliments. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. We are about to begin our descent to Ontario. Currently in Ontario, the weather is clear, a little bit sunny with a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. Our time of arrival is 12:40 p.m. We have certainly enjoyed having you on board today. We hope to see you again real soon, and from the flight deck and the entire crew, thank you for flying Delta Airlines Flight CA 002.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. Make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened and all carry-on luggages are stowed underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead bins. Please turn off all electronic devices until we are safely parked at the gate. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just been cleared to land at the Ontario International Airport. Please make sure one last time your seatbelt is securely fastened. The flight attendants are currently passing around the cabin to make a final compliance check. Thank you. We will be dimming the cabin light for landing. Thank you.
Cabin crew, please be seated for landing, please. Thank you.
$1,000. $500. $400. $300. $200. $100.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just landed at Ontario International Airport. Delta Airlines welcomes you at Ontario. Our local time is 12:40 p.m. and the temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. For your safety and comfort, we ask that you please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. This will indicate that we have parked at the gate and that it is safe for you to move about. Please check around your seat for any personal belongings you may have brought on board with you. And please use caution when opening the overhead bins, as heavy articles may have shifted around during the flight. If you require deplaning assistance, please remain in your seat until all other passengers have deplaned. One of our crew members will then be pleased to assist you. We remind you to please wait until inside the terminal to use any electronic devices. On behalf of your flight deck crew, Captain Ada and First Officer Bonsai, I am Nicole, your Chief Flight Attendant, and the entire crew thank you for making Delta Airlines as your airline of choice. It is indeed a pleasure having you on board, and we wish you a pleasant stay here in Ontario or wherever your destination may be. Once again, thank you for having you with us on board this Delta Airlines. Good afternoon.